Hey everyone, welcome to May's Lug Life. I'm May, and I'm here to talk to you about the brand new event that's happening on Lug Live this coming week. It's the virtual sidewalk sale. This was originally announced on in an email. So what you see in front of you is the actual email that was sent out. You see it in 4 different panels, but it was one very, very long email. You had to scroll down. But it was also posted on Facebook. The Facebook post was put out maybe a couple hours after the email went out. It should probably be on Instagram as well, but you should have definitely received this in an email. So what I'm going to do first, I guess I'm going to read you the entire email from top to bottom, and then I'm going to go back and talk about the elements within the email. And then the next thing I'm going to talk about is something they just posted tonight. Tonight being Sunday, April the 23rd, they actually posted the entire schedule, and then they added a little bit of information that they actually did sort of talk about earlier in the week on Facebook, but this is like sort of an official thing now that they posted at the top of their Facebook post. So I'm going to talk about the whole Facebook side of things as well after, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents on the whole thing. So let's go back and read this email from the beginning. So it says, virtual sidewalk sale, April 24th to April the 30th. 7 hosts, 7 days. That bag and that pattern available again? Yep, but in limited quantities. And then the next panel over, it says free shipping all week long. And the next thing down, it actually says this is really important, all sales final. Let me repeat, all sales are final. Choose wisely. Then underneath that, it says no cancellations. Once you add an item to your cart and check out, it's yours to keep. And then the one right below that, it says rare unicorn. We're not saying we have a unicorn in our warehouse, but these returning favorite styles might just be as rare as an actual unicorn sighting. Limited quantities available. In the next panel over, it says get ready to squeal with delight. The party begins on Monday. We can't wait to see you at our virtual sidewalk sale. And below that, there's a huge reminder, a huge little disclaimer that says, reminder, we want to remind you that once you add an item to your cart, it's yours to keep. Plus, all items are final sale, so choose wisely. But with prices this good, we don't think you'll have any regrets. And then the last panel you see is what they actually put at the bottom of all their emails these days. It just says orders may be subject to printing errors, changes, price changes, delivery delays, limited stock, and limited availability of stock, which, by the way, sadly, we've all known for like a year and a half now. So, okay, so let's go back to the beginning. Let's talk about this. So, first of all, virtual sidewalk sale. For those of you who don't know what sidewalk sale is, for whatever weird reason, sidewalk sale in a brick and mortar store was literally where you brought the items from inside the store out onto the sidewalk. So it was a sale that happened on the sidewalk. So anything that would be that you would want to put up on sale and get a good price for would now, instead of you having to walk in the store, you just have to look at it on the table in front of the store. So this is Lug's answer to the sidewalk sale. Since it's essentially a virtual store, it's an online store. They can't have a real one, so this is their answer to the sidewalk sale, which means to me that they're probably going to be bringing out items that they normally wouldn't be able to get rid of very easily. Older items, older styles, one-offs, possibly things that may have sort of gotten lost in the shuffle over the past few moves, because they've moved now, 3 times. So there may have been things that have just gotten lost in the shuffle that they're just like, oh my God, I don't want to see these anymore. Let's just get rid of it. But that usually also means that there's going to be some really good prices. If you've ever been to a sidewalk sale, most of the time they would drastically reduce the prices of things on that table because they hope that it doesn't have to come back in the store at all. So this is a clearance sale. This is Lug trying to move inventory as fast as they can. And it looks like they're doing it at all cost because it's actually expensive for a warehouse to actually, rather for a company to keep things in their warehouse. So I think this is their way to just, clear house. So it says 7 days, seven heavens. Let's try that again. Oh my God. 7 hosts, 7 days. What happened there? I short circuited. Okay, so it says that bag in that pattern available again. Yep, in limited quantities. So just to look at that little silhouette there. Oh my God, I'm still laughing at that complete meltdown. So with a little question mark on it. So that to me looks like it's a silhouette of an Apollo bag. It might be maybe something else, but it looks like an old Apollo to me. So now in the actual email, that particular silhouette with the question mark kept flashing different silhouettes. So a swing came up, a boomerang came up, a shimmy came up. I think there are others, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. So what that is basically just trying to say is these are all older styles. I didn't see any of the new ones. I didn't see a tempo. I didn't see a soprano. I didn't see any of those new items. These are all older styles. So, like, of those things, I'm like, okay, at least I recognize them all. So they're not so ancient that I've never seen them before. Like, they don't date back to like 20 years ago. They're, probably things from the past, like maybe 5 years at absolute most. I'm thinking more like 3. So, anyways, and then so the next panel, it says free shipping, which is always a good thing. Very important to know. And then here, that just below that, it says all sales are final. So these are clearance prices. This is a clearance sale. They don't ever want to see this stuff come back. So it does go out of its way to say no cancellations. It says once you make a purchase, you cannot send it back. So if you don't like something, you want to exchange it for a different color. If you don't, if you change your mind on something, you cannot cancel the order. You cannot return the item, and you can't exchange the item. So those are all, once you buy it, it is yours. Too bad for you. Suck it up, is what they're kind of trying to say. Okay, the next thing down, it says rare unicorn. And before I go on, if anyone's not sure what a unicorn is, unicorn bags in our world basically indicate a bag that you've been longing for and waiting for and looking for endlessly for a long, long, long time, and you haven't found it yet. And a unicorn bag tends to be something that you've wanted for a long time, that you just either, missed out on the first time, or it was, a bag that came out before your time as a lug nut, and you've only seen other people with it. Now you're wanting it. It could be one of those things where it's sold out really, really, really fast because for some reason that one day you were at work and you couldn't tune into the Lug Live show, and they sold out in 50 seconds and they never got it back again. Well, there's a chance that one of those things might actually be back in this sale. So unicorn item is just to sort of say, the bag that you've been waiting for, looking for, and haven't been able to find. They're saying there's a chance you might see it here. So, we'll see how that goes. I don't quite know how many things they've got, but it'll be interesting to see what does pop up. And then the last panel, it says that reminder at the bottom. They just want to remind you once again that you cannot return anything. Once it's in your cart and you buy it and you click on it and say, yes, I'm purchasing it, and you check out your cart, it is yours. Too bad. But there seemed to be under the impression that the price is going to be so amazing that we're not going to feel bad that we maybe made a purchase that we probably shouldn't have. So I look at this whole thing. So on the whole, for me, I look at this as it's I think maybe the virtual sidewalk sale might be somewhat inaccurate. I'm looking at this as a virtual warehouse sale. So I've been to enough warehouse sales, lug warehouse sales now, to sort of have a bit of a sense of what I think what this might be. We know that lug has gone through a lot of moves in the past little while. So as we all have done when we've moved things, you end up finding things in random places that you didn't know you had, or you'd lost it and now you found it again. And now, some of these lost items might, be probably a little too old to be like, yay, we have new stuff, because they only have one or two of the colors left, because for some reason, all the other colors got sold because they found them all, but there were 2 colors they couldn't find. And then now that they've moved into a brand new place, they have relocated those new colors, but they don't really want the SKU anymore, because the SKU was, say, from 4 years ago, and they want these 2 items gone. But it's still taking up space, and they're trying to get rid of it. On the whole, I'm looking at this as Lug is desperately trying to free up space in their warehouse. They're trying to free up space in their inventory. They're trying to free up just so that they don't have to worry about more SKUs and more items. Because the more items you have, especially in a brand new warehouse where people don't know your products, the more confusing it gets. Especially, as we know, Lug likes to reuse names over and over again. It's possible that, having, 3 different kinds of skeeters might be really confusing. So they might be trying to get rid of like one entire skeeter. And so now they're only left with like 2 skeeters, like the Skeeter Minis 2 or whatever it is, and then the regular skeeter. So it might be things like that, where they're just like, because it takes up too much energy, too much space, too much time, and too much money to actually have extra crap that you don't really need anymore, because you want to bring in the new stuff, you want to get rid of the old stuff, and it just takes up too much energy. So it's cheaper and faster to get rid of it at a really good price and just never see it ever again, which is why they're saying they don't want you to just cancel your order. They don't want exchanges. They don't want refunds, because they never want to see the product again. Not because they don't stand behind the product or that they think it's defective or they're trying to get rid of, crap. But I think it's because if they have to bring it back into inventory, even though they sold everything out, but you were the one person who didn't want it and wanted to exchange it, well, now it has to go back into the inventory. There's one more SKU that they have to get rid of. So if it's like limited quantities where there's 1, 2, 10, it's not worth having that spot in the warehouse and a spot in the computer system for anyone to have to keep scrolling past. So I think we're going to see some really great deals. And the fact that they're offering free shipping, it means they're even more in a hurry to get rid of it. So just for, for those of you who don't know, this is roughly about the time of year where Lug traditionally used to have their warehouse sales, their physical warehouse sales when back in the day when they were in Markham before they did this big move into the new warehouses. It'd be sort of spring where they'd have a warehouse sale. They'd have another one sort of in the summer. And so depending on how much stuff they had and the kinds of things they had different kinds of sales, but this is normally the time where they would have that. And because I think it would be pretty much impossible to have a warehouse sale at the way things are at the moment, this is, I think, their answer to warehouse sale. So at the warehouse sale, it could be anything from, things where they only had like 1 or 2 items, but it was like, from many moons ago, but for some reason they still have these 2 left, or it would be something where they have a gazillion of this one product, but only in the one color, but they can't get rid of it because for some reason it just didn't sell, or they over ordered, or whatever it was. But the warehouse sale where they only had brand new items, the prices were amazing. They went anywhere from like 50% off to like 85%. So I think we're going to see very similar deals here. And the fact that they are trying to say free shipping, they just want it gone. And so when we were going to the warehouse sales, it wasn't, you could definitely, if you had a brand new product, you could still file warranty, but you could not return it or exchange it. It was final sale on that as well. But like, yeah, I got bags that were worth $120 for 30. So those are the kinds of prices I think we're looking at. So if you are a deal hunter and a bargain hunter, I think you're gonna be really happy. If you are someone who is looking for that rare thing, or there's been a bag that you've seen other people with because you just joined Lug recently, or a print that you've seen, and maybe you'll actually find it here and you can actually have your very own, and brand new. I think that's going to be how the sale is going to go. Okay, so I'm going to move on from this. I'm just going to take you to the Facebook post that they posted tonight with a little bit more information that I think you'll be interested to know. Okay, so here we are at the new announcement that Lug put up tonight. So this is now Sunday, April the 23rd that they put this up. So every Sunday they usually post the actual schedule with all the hosts and all the times, all the show times for Lug Live. So this is what they've done again. But if you look, it's a much more robust schedule. Usually on Monday, every single host gets a chance to come out and talk about their host pick, even if it's just a pop up. Here, it looks like we're missing 2 hosts, and Sally's getting 2. So I don't know if the other 2 are going to do pop ups. My guess is no. I have a feeling what you see is what you get this week, because I don't know if there's going to be a host pick. I have a feeling it's just going to be whatever is being sold in any given show. So I have a feeling when you look at the schedule and you're trying to plan stuff on how you're going to see it, try if you can to tune in at every single show if possible at the beginning, and try to watch as much of it as you possibly can, because it's very, very possible that every single show is going to be brand new stuff that wasn't talked about in previous shows. The fact that they have so many shows indicates to me just how much product they're trying to move, because usually what they'll do is they'll have like the host pick for every person, and then the random crap that just sort of shows up every single week, and maybe a couple other little specials that come in. The fact that they have way more shows this week than I think they've had in a very long time in a week makes me think that there's a lot of stuff to get rid of. It's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take way more than just one show per host per day. So like, usually Monday it's every single host, Tuesday it's usually every host, and then it tapers out through the week. It does taper out here as well, but it's still way more, because usually there's like at least like Saturday, I think it is, there's like only 2 shows, and it's Amanda all day long or whatever it is. This seems to be spread out a little bit more. We're seeing a lot more hosts showing up more often in the week. Like I think this week we're seeing Gabriella do like 4 shows, 5 shows. I don't think she always gets that many. So there's a lot of inventory that I think they're trying to move, and I think they need all the help they can get. So, and I think there's a reason why they brought their newest host on board when they did. I think they are trying to get her in so that this coming week that we're about to go into, there's another host that's there to offload more stuff, because there's no way that they could get through it all with the hosts that they currently had. So that's a lot of hosts, it's a lot of shows, it's a lot of days, it's a lot of lug stuff that needs to get moved. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Now, if you look at the announcement next to it, that was just the little preamble right before this post. So it actually gives you a little bit of information that they didn't put in the original email. They did talk about it when in the original post that they put on Facebook, but it wasn't in the post, it was in the discussion. So as comments were being made, people were asking for clarification, and this information was given, but now they're actually officially putting it in the sort of into the body of their announcement. So I'm just going to read it to you real quick. It says, "Are you ready for the ultimate virtual shopping experience? Join us for our LugLive virtual sidewalk sale starting Monday, April the 24th through Sunday, April the 30th. We're offering free shipping all week long, and once you add an item to your cart and check out, it's yours to keep. No cancellations allowed. Don't forget, all items are final sale, which means no returns, no refunds, no exchanges. So make sure you choose wisely." And this is the information that they didn't mention before. It says all purchases will be covered under our lug warranty program. So that was something that was asked in the comments on the original Facebook post. And Amanda actually had to chime in, and Lug officially came in and clarified and said, yes, if you have to make a warranty claim on the purchases you make during the virtual sidewalk sale week, we will honor warranty issues. So you can't exchange or refund or cancel your order. So if you change your mind, or you don't like something, or you don't, or you want to have a different color or different whatever, too bad, it's yours. You cannot do any of those things. You can't exchange, no refund, no cancellation. You cannot change your mind, you cannot change the color, nothing. But if it's a warranty problem, if it's like a manufacturer's defect and it's Lug's responsibility, they will honor that. So usually if it's a damaged item, they'll probably replace it for you. So they'll send you a brand new one. You have to send the old one back. I have a feeling because the limited quantity problem is probably going to prevent them from sending you a replacement. It's most likely going to be fixed if you do unfortunately get something that is defective, like manufacturer defective. The most they'll probably do is give you a full refund, or probably most likely a store credit. So they'll give you a credit back into your LugLive account so that you can use that money on a future purchase. So that's my guess as to how they're going to handle that. But there's going to be otherwise no exchanges or anything like that. But they are at least stating very clearly that they're standing behind their product, which indicates to me once again that it's going to be brand new product they're going to be selling. It's not going to be damaged goods or anything like that. So, because I know there was a lot of concern within the lug community that this was just going to be a dumping ground for all the things that people have returned over the past, whatever, because, things were defective, and this is just a way that they're selling defective items. I don't think that's the case. We might see some, but I have a feeling even if we do, we're going to be told. So it might be one of those things where, a LugLive host might come on and say, okay, we have a puddle jumper in Dragonfly Navy. There's only 2. Unfortunately, both of them are missing the shoulder, the crossbody strap, but otherwise it's in great shape. But don't worry, because the other bag that comes with it, the packable, is still here, and we're only selling it for $25, and it was normally $140. So I think we might see things like that. But if there's like a problem with the bag where the zipper doesn't zip, I think they will still stand behind that and honor the warranty. So there you go. I hope that was clear, and I hope that made sense. So I'm looking at this sale as a warehouse sale, like a virtual warehouse sale. I'm expecting there's going to be some really great deals. We're going to see some really interesting things that maybe we haven't seen before, or things like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they still have this, and here it is once again. But you know what? maybe the price is going to be so great that you're not going to care it wasn't the color you wanted originally. I have definitely had products where I would have never bought it in a million years at the regular price, but when it's $25 and it's 75% off, suddenly that thing is looking incredibly attractive, and it becomes my new favorite bag. So I think that's kind of what we're looking at, and I think that's going to be how the sale goes. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please feel free to make them below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say, what your feeling is on this. Lug definitely got a lot of feedback. I might make another video on that because there was a lot of stuff that people were saying. I just don't want to get into it right now because it's not really helpful here. But anyways, so it'll be interesting to see what this is all about. Brand new, show, brand new event. With all the stuff that's going on, your guess is as good as mine as to how this week is going to go. But it'll be interesting nonetheless. So if you are still waiting for orders, hang in there. Good luck. I hope they come soon. Any customer service issues, I hope they get resolved quickly and satisfactorily. Is that a word? Um, and if you are going to partake in next week's sidewalk sale, I really, really hope that you find amazing deals with bags that you've been wanting for a long time, or that you're going to just get to discover brand new bags that you would have never ever even thought about because you would have never paid that a regular price. But maybe, with such a good deal, suddenly you get a brand new bag with a brand new perspective, and you've just made some new lug additions to your collection. So I hope it's a good one for everyone. Fingers crossed that Lug doesn't let us down again. I am planning for the worst, but hoping for the best. So we shall see. So feel free to come back throughout the week if you have anything you want to say, or if you want to, talk about your orders. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. It'll be an interesting week. So that's it. Thanks so much. Take care, and I'll see you next time.